Hello BookTube! Welcome to Lizzie Faye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth and my birthday is in November, so while it's still November, I'm going to do the birthday tag. Now my birthday was November 1st and I did a video on that day about all the things I did while I was 50. I just celebrated my 51st birthday and I've had a pretty good year. So I had seen the birthday tag once before, I believe, and I'd kind of forgotten about it. I was watching some YouTube videos the other day and I saw it and I thought, oh, I should do that while it's still my birthday month. The first prompt for the birthday tag says to count your birthday along your bookshelf and subtract your birth month. And what book does it land on? Well, my birthday is November 1st. So I can't really count to 1 and then count back 11. So what I decided to do was, because I have several different sections of my shelves, and I decided to count to the 11th shelf and then take the first book. So I did that, and now on our bookshelves and back in our library, some of the shelves are my husband's books. So I didn't count those shelves. I just counted the first section all the way down that had books, and the second section all the way down, and the third section until I got to the 11th one. And that shelf happened to be the shelf where I keep all of my books on organizing. I've kind of joked before that I tend to hoard books on decluttering, and that's kind of true. I do have a whole shelf dedicated to home organization and self-help topics of that nature. So that was the shelf that I landed on, and that shelf happens to be organized alphabetically by author. My daughter organized those for me a while back. So the first book on the shelf is by the author Don Aslett, and this actually is probably my favorite organizing book that I've ever read. I've read it multiple times. It's probably the first one I ever got, and Don Aslett is really just the king of home cleaning. He's a cleaning expert. More so he's known for cleaning than decluttering, but he's got some really, really fabulous ideas in this book about decluttering. It's funny. There are there's a lot of fun illustrations, and it's just really cute and really fun, and it made me fall in love with organizing books when I read this. This was the first book on the 11th shelf. Alright, so question 2 says, if you could spend your birthday with any fictional character, who would it be? Now, I really had a hard time narrowing it down to one character, but I did narrow it down to one book series. This is the first book in the Mitford series called At Home in Mitford by Jan Karon. If I was just going to go to lunch with someone from this book, I would definitely pick Cynthia Coppersmith Kavanaugh and Olivia Harper, because they would be closer to my age, and I think I would just really enjoy spending time with them. However, there's two other characters that if I had the option to just go sit on the porch with them and drink sweet tea and just have a fun conversation, I think it would be Miss Sadie and Luella, because they are just so wonderful. The character of Miss Sadie is really she's a pivotal character in this whole series. She passes away pretty early in the series, but the legacy she leaves behind is life-changing. So she's just wonderful. And I am right now finishing the most recent Jan Karon book, which is Come Rain or Come Shine. And I'm happy to report that Luella is alive and well, and even baked a dish and sent to the wedding that is taking place in the newest Jan Karon book. So Luella is she is just awesome, and I would just love spending time with them. The next prompt is to find a book that takes place in the season you were born in. Well, I was born the day after Halloween, so I decided to find a book that takes place around Halloween. This is by Laura Childs. This is one of these scrapbooking mysteries called Frill Kill. She's also the author of the Tea Shop Mysteries, and again, these are all cozy mysteries, which I love. This one starts out, I have not read this one. This is the 5th book in the scrapbooking series, and it starts, the synopsis on the back says that Halloween is barely a week away. So this book is definitely written about the season that I was born in. Prompt number 4 says to find a book that is the same color as your birthstone. Well, the November 1st birthstone is a topaz, and I pulled up some online. I knew it was kind of an orangey color, ambery orangey color, although I don't even know if I own any. And my daughter came in and she saw the images on the computer, and she said, "What are you looking at?" And I told her, and she said, "Oh, the Elite." And I said, "You know, you're right. I was thinking that this was really more red. If you look at the tones, it really is more of an orangey red." And so I decided to go with this one because it's a beautiful cover. Any excuse to look at these dresses on the whole selection series. The dresses are just gorgeous. So definitely this one, I think, is a good match to my birthstone. So the next one was kind of difficult. It says, is there a series with the same number of books as your age? Well, so I started thinking, I'm 51, and I thought it would be a long shot, but I started thinking about some of the different children's series, and like the Babysitter's Club and Nancy Drew, those all go, I think, like over 100. And some of the adult series didn't quite have 50, like the Cat Who books by Lillian Jackson Braun, and even the J.D. Robb In Death books, I think there's like 41. The Discworld books, there's 41. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to find any series. And so I thought, well, maybe I could just find an author who has written 51 books. So I found a couple that were few more than 51. Then I remembered a series. It's actually, I don't know why I didn't think of it sooner, because it's my daughter's favorite series. I think probably her favorite series of all time so far in her young life. And it's the Warrior series by Erin Hunter. You know that if you take away the field guides, there are, according to my count, there are exactly 51 novels, mangas, and special editions in this series. Now there are sub-series within the series, but the overall Warrior series, if you just count the stories, and also the original ebooks that are only in ebook form. All of those added up together, there's 51. So yay, I found one that is the same as my age. So the last prompt says to pick a book that is set in a time period, world, or country that you would like to have been born in. Well, honestly, I would not change a thing about where I was actually born. I wouldn't change when I was born if I could, or where I was born. I would grow up exactly as I did. So I am choosing The History of My Hometown as my book for this prompt, Bennington Memories by Glenna Baber Foreman. This book is on my TBR to read before the end of the year for the Ultimate Reading Challenge, to read a book set in your hometown. So I am picking this one because I would not change anything about where I grew up. Now there's fictional places that I would visit, like given the choice, I would certainly go on a vacation in Mitford and maybe even stay a month or two, but I wouldn't change where I was actually born. So that's the birthday tag. So I am going to tag my birthday buddy, Christine from Kizzy Reads. She has the same exact birthday that I do, and hopefully she will have time to do this tag while it's still November. And for the rest of you, if you had a birthday this month, happy birthday to you. So that's all I have for this video. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.